Hello, thank you for joining this um, Loom video about some tips and tricks inside of Zoom that may help you some with classroom management. First of all, when you're in Zoom before class starts, you want to click on the participants tab here at the bottom and open up your participants list. This is an important piece to have open during class so you can manage students. Down here at the bottom, you see these three dots. If you click there, you can make sure that your waiting room is enabled. You want to have your waiting room on so that you can control students as they're coming in and out of your classroom. There's a lot of different features here that you can access. So if you want to hear the doorbell when somebody comes in or out, you can leave this one checked. I like to keep the waiting room on and then turn the doorbell off so that as you let students in, it's not distracting other students with the doorbell sound, but that is your choice. Next, you have the allow participants to rename themselves. I like to turn this option off as well and uncheck it. That way students cannot unmute themselves, or I'm sorry, they cannot rename themselves during class. And I like that option. Here's one that says allow participants to unmute themselves. If you are having a tough moment and maybe you're struggling a little bit with students unmuting or possibly not keeping themselves muted, you can go ahead and check this box and it will not allow them to unmute themselves. And then you can direct them to the chat. In just a moment, I'll show you how to make that chat privately come to you. Okay, I want to take a moment to look up here at the top of the screen. You can see that somebody just joined my waiting room. From this point, I can do a couple of things. I can double check that I know who this person is, and I could click admit. I can also send this person a message. So if I click right here, a little chat comes up and it says everyone in the waiting room. And I can say, hello, we will get started in just a moment. Enter, and that message goes to the people who are in the waiting room waiting for you to start class. This way they know that you're there and that you are possibly getting ready or just getting ready for class. Okay, so now that we've covered the waiting room, if you go back down here to the three little dots, you can see mute participants upon entry. And that's definitely one that I want to have checked before I let students into the room. Okay, so when you're ready to let somebody in, you just click admit, and in comes your student. Okay, now you can see that I have a student back in class, and their name now goes from the waiting room to the participants room. So now let's say that you're struggling with a student and you want to take them out into the waiting room so that you can send them a message or give them some individual instructions. So if you come right over here next to the student's name and click more, there's a bunch of different options that you now have. You can rename the student. So if the student's name on the screen is maybe inappropriate or not the correct name, you can rename them. You can make them a host or a co-host if that's something you want to do. And then you can also privately chat them. But if you click put in waiting room, it sends the student back out into the waiting room, and then you can have a conversation with them. This is also something you could do, for example, if there's something maybe inappropriate that happens behind a student in class, or maybe there's something happening at home that's distracting the class, you could send everybody into the waiting room and send them a message. Please wait here, and then deal with whatever you need to deal with. And then you can bring them all back. So hopefully these tips and tricks are helpful for you as far as the waiting room and how to manage students. One other thing I wanted to show you very quickly is here in the chat. You can set this to people in the meeting or people in the waiting room. Okay, just wanted to point that out quickly. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let my student back into class. I hope this video was helpful, and have a great day.